Good morning, children. Welcome to class 12th biology once again. Children, in a previous videos, we were discussing about chapter 13, that is organisms and population. In this chapter, we have discussed about organisms, population, biotic community, species, and biome. We also discussed about the major abiotic factor. Now, in this video, children will discuss about the response towards the abiotic factor. Okay, means how can the biotic component responds to the abiotic factor. Okay, the abiotic factor that we have discussed are temperature, water, soil, and light. Now we'll discuss about response towards the abiotic factor. Okay, so start. So children, you know very well a term that is homeostasis. Homeostasis is the process by which an organism try to maintain the constancy of its internal environment. Okay, means by the process of homeostasis the organism maintain their internal environment. Okay, it is homeostasis. So the living organism first of all maintain their internal environment while it attract towards the abiotic factor. Okay, so now how do living organism cope with their non-living environment? See, the living organism, that is biotic component, maintain homeostasis by physiological and behavioral means. Okay, like in regulate, first of all the living organism do the process of homeostasis and they maintain their internal temperature in, okay, by physiological and behavioral means. Okay, all birds and mammals and few vertebrate and invertebrate species maintain homeostasis by thermoregulation and osmoregulation. Okay, thermoregulation, that is also kind in which the temperature is maintained, and osmoregulation, that is the fluids, the body fluids is maintained. Okay, like regarding water, the osmoregulation and water balance is maintained. The body fluids are maintained by the organism by the process of osmoregulation. Okay, children, clear? Like in summer, we have seen that when outside temperature is more than our body temperature, so we sweat out. Okay, and resulting evaporating cooling brings down the body temperature. Like we have seen many times that जब ज़्यादा गर्मी होती है, बाहर का टेम्परेचर बहुत ज़्यादा होता है, देन वी स्वेट आउट. उससे क्या होता है कि हमारी बॉडी का टेम्परेचर नॉर्मल हो जाता है. ओके, and we can say that it is evaporative cooling brings down the body temperature. Okay, and in winters, children, we shiver. Okay, in winter we shiver, like to maintain the internal body temperature we rub our hands, we rub our palm, then we shiver at that time, and the body temperature may be normal. Okay, next, that is conform. The first regulate we have discussed. In regulate, we maintain our internal body temperature. Okay, by the process of homeostasis, and also do the process of shivering, and also do to sweat out also. Okay, by this way we can regulate, okay, our body temperature. Next, that is conform. Conform, that is equal होना. समान होना, okay, अनुरूप होना. So we know that the majority, that is 99% of animals and nearly all plants cannot maintain a constant body temperature. Okay, like we are human beings, we cannot maintain a constant body temperature properly. So we can say that 99% of animals and all plants cannot maintain a constant internal environment. Okay, their body temperature is determined by the ambient temperature. Okay, by the loss or gain of heat, the function of surface area, like osmotic concentration of body fluids, that is change with that of abiotic water osmotic concentration. Okay, and such animals and plants, those are maintaining their body temperature by ambient temperature, that is conformers. Okay, so conforms, that is एक समान होना, समान होना. Next, that is migration. Migration, we know that children, like अगर कहीं stressful condition आती है तो एक जगह से दूसरी जगह migrate करके जाना, that is migration. Okay, we can say that the temporary movement of organism from the stressful habitat to a more hospitable area and return when favorable condition reappear. Okay, it is migration. We have seen in Bharatpur, in Rajasthan, the thousands of migratory birds that are coming from Siberia and other extremely cold northern region. Okay, in winter, that we have seen in Bharatpur, that is the national park there in Bharatpur, Rajasthan, where the thousands of migratory birds come from Siberia and other countries. Okay, so that is migration. Next one, that is suspend. Okay, यानी कुछ बैक्टीरिया और कुछ फंजाई एंड कुछ लोअर प्लांट्स क्या करते हैं, सस्पेंड हो जाते हैं एनवायरमेंटल कंडीशन से. ओके, दे स्लो डाउन देयर मेटाबॉलिक रेट and form a thick walled spore to overcome stressful condition. Okay, they do really well, like they slow down their metabolic rate and they form a thick layer around their skin, and by this way what happened, they suspended from the environment. Okay, when suitable environment they got, they can come to their active position. Okay, so we can say that the animals, those are failed to migrate to avoid the stress by escaping in time. Okay, they suspend from the environment. Okay, like for example, bear goes into hibernation during winter. Okay, and snail and fish, they also go into estivation to avoid summer. Zooplanktons, under favorable condition, they enter diapause. These all three stages are of suspended development. Okay children, suspended is clear. Okay children, so by this way the organism can regulate, they conform, they migrate and they suspend. So by this way the living component that responds towards the abiotic component. Okay, abiotic, that is non-living component. Okay, so next one, that is adaptation. Adaptation, children, some renovation work is going in our surrounding, that's why you are getting the voice. Okay, to avoid that voice, just listen to me only. Okay, ignore that. Adaptation, that is any morphological, physiological and behavioral attribute of the organism that enables it to survive and reproduce in habitat. Like in simple words, I can say that to develop some specific features or characteristics to survive in harsh habitat and to reproduce there. Okay, this is adaptation. It is by morphological, it is by physiological and it is by behavioral means. Clear? Adaptation, that is to develop some special features or characteristics in their body to survive and reproduce in harsh habitat. Okay, like various example are there. Adaptation in kangaroo rat. Okay, the kangaroo rat can also survive in North American desert. Okay, how can they survive in desert, children? Like, to meet its internal water requirement, they go for the process of oxidation. Like whatever the fat in their body, they oxidize that fat, and water that will release from the fat, and they take water. Okay, so by oxidation, that is, they can get water from the fat. Okay, they also have the ability to concentrate its urine for minimum loss of water. Okay, minimum loss of water, that is the liquid not released from the body, and they can survive. Okay, so minimum loss of water through urine. Next, it prevent water loss by living in burrows or during the day. Okay, so during the day it can also prevent water loss. Solidification of fish is also. Okay, next one, that is adaptation in desert plant. Okay, like desert plant, they are found, they have a cuticle layer, and by the cuticle they can prevent the minimum loss of water through transpiration. By cuticle they go for the process of transpiration, and at that time minimum loss of water takes place. Okay, so by this way the desert plant can be survived. Okay, next one, that is adaptation in mammals in cold climate. The mammals that have a shorter ears and limbs to minimize heat loss. Okay, the two things they have, the mammal, the first one, that is shorter ears, and the second, that is limbs. The both things that are used to minimize heat loss, and this is called Allen's rule, because Allen's have discovered about this, so that's why this is known as the Allen's rules. Okay, next, adaptation in desert lizard. Like a lizard that are found in desert, how can they survive there? Because the water that is very less in quantity, so the lizard absorb heat from sun when the body temperature drops below the comfort zone, and they move into shade when ambient temperature rise above the comfort level. Okay, they are very clever. When the sun is there in the day, the body temperature drops below the comfort zone, and they move into shade when ambient temperature rise above the comfort level. Okay, the next example, that is humans. Okay, those humans that are living in high altitude, like in mountains. So in mountains the oxygen is very less, so at that time the living organism that are lived there, they breathe fast. Due to that, the if they breathe fast, then the binding capacity of hemoglobin, that will be increased. Okay, so we can see that, children, the people living in high altitude compensate low oxygen by increasing production of red blood cell. Okay, the binding capacity of hemoglobin decreases and breathing rate increases. So the people that are living in high altitude like Himalaya have higher RBC count or total HB than those persons that are living on plains. Okay, plains means on down, not in the air. Okay, so plains, PLAINS, plains. Okay, like by the use of breathe fast, they can increase the production of RBC. Okay, children, so clear. I hope you have learned properly today, that we have discussed about the two topic, adaptation, and that is how the living organism react their non-living environment. Okay, thank you.